Hello, viewers and listeners. Welcome to another episode of the program Midday Vibes, coming your way from Caliphate TV on Star Times Channel 141 and Caliphate Radio, transmitting on 91.9 MHz. I am Hajara Usman At-Tajri, your uncle for the show. Recently, there have been many reports about road accidents, one of which is a report about 7 journalists from Gombe State who lost their lives in a fatal road accident on Monday evening while returning from a colleague wedding. In today's edition of the program, we are going to discuss about road accidents. What are the causes, consequences, and preventive measures in road accidents? Joining us in the studio is Superintendent Abdul Ganiyu Abubakar Romo, Public Relation Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Sokoto State Sector Command. You are welcome to the program, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. So, can you tell us what are the top causes of road accidents in Nigeria?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
As you have said, road accident or road traffic crash is a pandemic that affects the entire world generally, because there was a report of the World Health Organization that the high number of lives or the level of road traffic crashes that occur on daily basis is estimated to be about 1.5 million worldwide. So therefore, it's a very big challenge that we need to, and all hands must be on deck. When we say road traffic crashes, for a layman, it assumes that it's an accident. No, it's not an accident. Road traffic crash, there are so many causes that, which if applied or precaution measures are taken, it will not occur. But in the absence of that measure, or what a driver supposed to do, then the crash will eventually occur. We have so many causes of traffic crashes. We have a mechanical factor, we have human factor, and we equally have environmental factor. And according to the analysis, 95% of all the road traffic crashes are caused by human factor, which is avoidable. When we say human factor, maybe, for instance, you are supposed to check in your tires. Are they in good condition before embarking on any journey? That is what we call pre-road use activities. Before you start a journey or before you drive a car, there are some certain rules and regulations that you are supposed to follow, which if you do that, it will minimize and equally reduce road traffic crashes along the highway. So apart from that, maybe after checking the tire, you also go to your oil. You check whether your vehicle is gauged so as to avoid mechanical deficiency. Then you go to the brake and check whether it is in good condition. Then you be on your wheel and also do the necessary things that you're supposed to do as a driver. Then you are not supposed to carry overload and drive with cautions. Apply all the techniques of driving, including defensive driving, then it will prevent. So as I've said, we also have an environmental factor. The environmental factor depend on the condition of the road and also the weather condition. Maybe it happened that you are on driving, then it happens that it's raining during rainy season. So if measures are not taken, that can equally lead to crash. Then also maybe there is a hazardous condition. The weather is not much friendly. Maybe there is harsh, especially during Hamatan season. Then also maybe the road condition is not good. Maybe it is a sharp bend you are going through, or there are so many potholes, or you went into the narrow bridge. All these are environmental factor. Then the mechanically, there are some certain categories of vehicle that most at times develop a mechanical deficiency that will lead to crash, like all these articulated vehicle and this tanker, a canter, sorry. You see that in most of the way the vehicles are being manufactured, they have some mechanically problems because once something, especially we call it propeller in Hausa. So if you are on the road driving canter or any articulated vehicle, once that propeller removed, that will eventually lead to crash. And also maybe we have what we call jackknifing of these articulated vehicles.
What
When we
does
say
that mean?
articulated vehicle, they are vehicles that you can divide the head and the body. Trailer, tanker. Sometimes you see them. The head will turn to the other side, not the side that is supposed to turn. Maybe you are going toward east, but you will just see that the head will just turn to west. So that will also lead to crash because the vehicle has developed a mechanical deficiency. Then there are so many things also that lead to crash, but the major causes are human factor, as I've
Okay.
said earlier.
Okay. So how does reckless driving, such as speeding and being a drunk driver, leads leads to or contributes to road accidents?
Yes, of course. These are part of the offenses that we normally booked an offender or a driver when we suspected him of committing. Because, as we have said, overspeeding, we call it overspeeding. When you are supposed to go maybe 100 kilometers per hour, especially in a highway, not in built area, then you are going toward 120, 130, sometimes 200. So if there is any slight mistake or something that will warrant you to control the vehicle, you cannot be able to have control because of the speed you are on. And once there is no control, that vehicle will move to the other side of the road, and which will lead to crash. Then reckless driving or dangerous driving. You are driving and you are not concentrating, then you are doing wrongful overtaking on the road. As you are supposed to know, you are not supposed to overtake in a place where it is a blind spot. We call it a blind spot, where a driver, any space or any place that the driver cannot be able to see his front. You cannot sight what is the incoming vehicle, so you are not supposed to overtake on that. It depends whether it is a hill or a very sharp and narrow bend, and also under bridge. You are not also supposed to overtake on that. So once you go and do that, you are driving recklessly, and it is very dangerous. It will also lead to crash or accident.
So what measures can be taken to address this, especially being drunk while you are driving and reckless driving?
Then in respect of driving under influence, we call it driving under influence of alcohol. A driver will take an alcohol before he start driving. Sometimes not even this alcohol that we know, maybe marijuana, wee, or any other substances that will affect your psychological thinking. Because psychologically, you are supposed to have full concentration on the road. So once your mindset is not on what you are doing, so there is likelihood of distraction, or maybe it will even show you that the real road, maybe you are going toward a road, then it can lead you to another way, because this Indian hymn that we know, or it can tell you that this is another road, then you go to that instead of moving toward the road, then you also fall. So that is why we advise drivers to avoid drinking while driving or before embarking on a journey. And we also have an offense on that, that is driving under influence. And as part of the measures that is being taken by the federal safety to address driving under influence is that we normally test drivers.
Okay.
We have an equalizer that we use to test a drivers
Mm.
whether they are under influence.
Mm.
So if we found that a driver is under influence,
Mm.
we arrest that driver and will impound the vehicle until his condition normalize before we allow him to move.
So, what role do you think, like road infrastructure, like poor road infrastructure, such as potholes and poor signals, play in causing road accidents?
And then definitely the road infrastructure also are part of the environmental factor, because if you look at the under the National Road Traffic Regulation 2012 as amended, and also our Establishment Act mandated that any construction company that is being given a contract to construct a road must ensure that that road is fitted with road signs. These road signs and signals are not there for decoration.
Mm.
They are there to lead a driver
Mm.
and also other road users. You know, there are different categories of road users. We have pedestrians that are passing or crossing.
Mm.
We have also animals.
Mm.
They also use the road.
Yes.
We equally have cyclists,
Mm.
tricyclists, motorcyclists. They also use the road.
Mm.
So this infrastructure will lead driver, will tell driver that this location
Mm.
is a pathway for the animals. So therefore, once you approach that location,
Mm.
you must reduce your speed
Mm.
and go slowly
Mm.
so that it will not lead you to any crash. Also, it will tell you that what you are heading to is a narrow or sharp bend.
Yes.
So you therefore not overtake on that sharp bend, because all these road signs, there are of different categories. We have those that give you information. We call them informatory signs. We have a warning,
Mm.
those that warn you not to do. Don't do that. Don't do this. Then we have the ones that will tell you go straight, go so kilometer. You can go as higher as 80 maybe, or 100, because the road is safe, is straight.
Mm.
So therefore, as a driver, you are supposed to know all these road signs.
Mm.
Their information, or the information contained there must be familiar with you before you embark on any journey.
Mm.
And also, as a construction company, you must be to ensure that you have carried out what you are supposed to do in the specification of the contract given to you in respect of road construction.
So, how does drivers' fatigue, distraction, or mental health contribute to road accidents?
This is another factor.
Mm.
It's part of the human factor.
Yes.
According to the rules of
Mm.
driving,
Mm.
it is mandatory for each and every driver that drive for almost 4 hours to have a rest
Mm.
and come out from the vehicle, stretch his leg. Maybe if you want to ease yourself, relax, so as to avoid being carried out by whether you doze or sleep.
Mm.
So because once you are tired,
Mm.
that is what is fatigue. If you are tired or you try to do one or two things in the vehicle that you are not supposed to do, you distract yourself, you are driving, touching radios
Mm.
or anything, or some of the appliances of your vehicle,
Mm.
this will also distract you. So you are supposed to have a rest once you drive for 4 hours. For instance, from here to Zaria,
Mm.
then you take a rest. Then maybe from Zaria to Abuja, you also take a rest. If you maintain that, I think your driving will be very safe, and fatigue will not even come in.
So, what do you think can be done to mitigate these risks?
So there are so many things to do.
Mm.
In our part as a government agency, government
Mm.
established agency, to ensure safety
Mm.
on the road,
Mm.
and also as a leading agency in road safety administration,
Mm.
And we are also committed in ensuring safer motoring environment in Nigerian highways. We employed so many measures to carry out our mandate or responsibilities. Part of the measures, we do public enlightenment. We go to the park. Sometimes we even go to the mosques, churches, and even along the road to educate drivers and the general public on the proper use of road or highway. Then we equally have a stakeholders forum to meet with relevant stakeholders, NURTW, NATO, media organization like you. We meet them, we discuss a way forward, especially if you have any challenge as far as road safety is concerned. Then, apart from that, we carry out enforcement. This enforcement is there sometimes to correct, serve as a corrective measure so as to mitigate these road traffic crashes. Then, once it happened, also, we go for rescue. We carry out rescue emergency service. We sometimes administer first aid to the victims. All these are done to see that we minimize or reduce road traffic crashes and also the fatality rate involving the crash in Nigeria.
Are there any specific roads or areas in Nigeria that are prone to accidents?
Yes, there are so many specific areas that are accident prone.
Yes.
And as far as road safety is concerned, that is why, especially in a period like this in December, we mark it as an Ember month, even though it starts from September, October, November, December, and even January, because there is increase in vehicular movement toward this period because of the festivity that is involved. For instance, in this year, we have Christmas, we have also New Year, and there are also so many weddings. So because of that, we identify some areas and mark them as a corridors or accident prompt areas. For instance, here in Sokoto, we have from Sokoto, which is part of Zone A road. You know, when you start driving from Sokoto to Lagos, it's a route A because it's intra-Saharan road. This road that you see will lead you to other countries. So that is why it is A1. So from here to Tambuwal is part of the corridor, and to Jega also. Then when you go from Sokoto to Gusau also, Gusau to Zaria, Kano, Kaduna, these are all part of the corridors that accidents normally happen, especially Kaduna to Abuja, Abuja to Lokoja. If you look at the analysis of the crash that happened in 2023 and 2024, the high number of cases that were recorded were toward Abuja, Lokoja, that is within the FCT. That is why we have so many formations in that area. Apart from Gwagwalada, we have Ngoji, we have Abaji, and up to this in Kogi, there is Okene, because that road is very busy. I think 3 days before Christmas, or we can say 4 days, there is a hold up in that area that resulted to our co-marshal, Shehu Muhammad MNI, to even visit the place, because for almost a day, more than 24 hours, there was no movement on that area because of the number of vehicles that move along that area. So he has to be there personally and to also seek for another manpower in order to address that issue. Because of the number of vehicles, that is why the area is accident prompt, and they recorded the higher number of accidents. For instance, in 2023, almost 10,617 accidents were recorded in Nigeria. But if you go to the record, the high number, almost 5,000 were recorded toward that Abuja area.
So what measures are being taken to address those issues in those areas that are prone to road accidents?
Part of the measures that our office normally take, especially as I've said during this period, there is high mobilization of both women and resources in that area so as to see that we were there 247
Mm.
from morning till night, and another team will also take over. Many staff were being deployed to that areas to see that they control traffic, they control the movement, even the movement of the drivers. Then also they impose traffic rules and regulations so as for the drivers to be able to move slowly. And apart from that, also we carry out road audit before even the festive period to see whether there is any place that needs prompt attention. Then we advise the relevant agencies to put in measures, especially the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, Federal Ministry of Works, to carry out some repairs along that prompt areas. If it is a potholes, they will be able to renovate and fill them. Then if it is anything that needs attention, maybe if it is an obstruction caused by a vehicle, we will try to remove that obstruction so as there will be free movement. But for instance, this year there was a construction that is going on along that area. So based on that, there must be slow movement, and that will also contribute to the crash.
So what are the most common injuries resulting from road accidents? Most common injuries.
There are so many injuries that caused by road accident, but the most common ones are brushes and fractures.
Okay.
Even though fractures are not common as bare injury, but most at times brushes and maybe head injury, because most of the accident you see that it will affect a head because of the nature, the way a passenger or an occupant of a vehicle sit. Their head is on the top.
Yes.
Then the other part of the body will be down. So therefore, once there is anything, especially if there is a burst in the glasses of the vehicle, it will eventually affect the head. Then if it is a motorcycle, it will affect some part of the body with brushes. Sometimes there will be fractures and the rest.
What are the economic costs of road accidents to Nigeria?
Then the road accident contributed immensely to economic downfall of the country, because when you look at the resources that are being lost through that accident,
Yes.
it's a very, very issue that we need to address. You see someone will purchase a new vehicle, maybe that vehicle, maybe he even have to borrow money to buy the vehicle, but you go on the road, then it will crash, then maybe it will damage completely. That is an economic loss to him. There may be a vehicle that is carrying goods from one place to another. You bought a good from Lagos or from anywhere, then there is crash, especially if it affects or if there is a fire outbreak in that crash, to affect all your belongings or your goods. But also some of the economic effect is that sometimes even the roads, you will see, because of the level of the movement on that road or the overload that if the vehicle, maybe the level of overloading of that vehicle, it will affect also the road. So once it affects the road, it has economic effect to the state or to the country, because there must be a damage caused, especially if it is on bridge. You see that there repairs must be carried out for the road to be good.
So how do you think these costs can be reduced?
So as I've said, all hands must be on deck
Yes.
reduce this road accident. Being you a driver or an official of road transport or an individual, a pedestrians. So there are so many things you need to do to address this road traffic crash. If you are a driver, as I've said earlier, you should do what you are supposed to do as a driver. Then, if you are a head of organization or a leader or a transport officer, you should also carry out your duties. There are so many things that you are supposed to do. Then, in our part also, as I've said earlier, we carry out so many things to address the general public to see that we try as much as possible to reduce the road accident to the barest minimum. For instance, part of our strategies is that in this 2025, we mandated ourselves that we'll be able to reduce at least 10% of road traffic crashes in Nigeria, which by the special grace of God, I think when the figures are out for this 2025, we'll see that we have achieved that reduction of 10%.
Okay, viewers and listeners, it's still your show, Midday Vibes, coming your way from Caliphate TV on Star Times Channel 141 and Caliphate Radio, transmitting on 91.9 MHz. You will take a short break and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. In case you just tune in, this is Midday Vibe coming your way from Caliphate TV on Star Times Channel 141 and Caliphate Radio, transmitting on 91.9 MHz. And right here at the studio is Superintendent Abdul Ganiyu Abubakar Romo, Public Relation Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Sokoto State Sector Command. You want to be part of this conversation or you have any question to ask? The number to call is 090-6000-2022. Officer Romo, have you mentioned the causes of road accidents? So how do you think it will affect their families, communities, and loved ones?
Alhamdulillah, once again, welcome back. I think, as I've mentioned in some of the discussion, that once a crash happened or occurred, it will eventually affect a family or families and loved ones. Because that is why for a driver to start driving, we it is mandated for him to obtain a driver's license. And in that driver's license, the contact of his family members or next of kin will be available or will be boldly written in the license so that in case if there is any crash, we will contact his family members. And once we contact them, they will know the condition of their member or the family. And it is also advised that if you want to embark on a journey, maybe for instance you want to go maybe for a festive period together with all your families, then as a driver, if you are the driver, you are supposed to have to drive with caution so as to reach your final destination, because over speeding or reckless driving that some drivers do, maybe you want to reach on time, it will not. Only the living, there is a saying that we say only the living can celebrate. Once you lost your life, you can never celebrate. So no matter how it is, a road traffic crash affect whether the economic or the psychological condition of the family, because there must be a distraction in one way or the other. There must be a sacrifice of one or two things in order to see that maybe if it is a loss in the property, it will be revert back. And if it is a human loss, there is nothing can be revert back. You have lost your loved ones. So that is why it affects.
So are there any support system to help victims and their families?
Yes. In what way?
Like,
Whether on the road or
yes, immediately
to meet them?
after the accident, like for the victims, immediately
Mhm.
after the accident, are there support system? And for the families of loved ones after maybe the accident, are there any support?
After the accident, for
Mm.
instance, which type of support? Is it a
Financial,
financial support from
yes,
where?
from the government maybe.
No, I think there is no any support from the government.
So, but what about the victims that are involved in the
The
accident?
victims that are involved, it
Mm.
is part of the rules or part of the regulation that once an accident victim is being
Mm.
taken to hospital during a
Mm.
rescue, that hospital management or the hospital must provide the necessary services to save the life of that victims.
For
Even
free.
even if nobody
Mm.
come from his family,
Mm.
there is nothing like the hospital will start asking where are his relation, we need to buy blood, we need to buy. No, you are
Mm.
supposed to carry out all the necessary things that you are supposed to do to save the lives before any other thing.
Mm.
Because once there is any delay
Mm.
that leads to loss of life as a
Mm.
result of hospital delay or to
Mm.
we also have a offense on that and a fines
Mhm.
that will be charged to that hospital management. So there must be support to accident victims, whether on
Mm.
the road
Mm.
or if he's being conveyed to the hospital.
Mm. So how does road accident impact the healthcare system?
So the road accident
Mm.
impacted the healthcare system because after the crash,
Mm.
we carry out a rescue
Mm.
or emergency services.
Mm.
Then from there,
Mm.
we move direct to the hospital.
Mm.
That is why most of the time in most of the hospitals, you see that there is a trauma section,
Mm.
a section dedicated
Mm.
for only road traffic crashes. Because the high number of incidences or the
Mm.
number of life
Mm.
that is being lost through road accident is even much higher
Mm.
than the normal death that we have caused
Mm.
by some transmitted diseases.
Okay.
That is why there is a section dedicated
Mm.
for only road traffic accident.
Mm.
That is why in the hospital
Mm.
they have also a specialized staff
Mm.
that will take care of that
Mm.
road traffic victims.
So since maybe you have been there to the hospital, maybe you carried a victim there or victims of road accidents, what do you think can be done to improve the healthcare system or emergency response in the hospital?
In the hospital, what I want to urge the members of the public is that
Mm.
as far as the road traffic accident victims have been brought,
Mm.
so you should have a prompt attention
Mm.
to them and provide the necessary support
Mm.
that they need. And there should be an equipment, maybe provision of pharmacies
Mm.
in that trauma session or in that session where the victims are being taken to.
Mm.
Because you see that in some hospital, when you take a victim to the hospital, before you go and look for another, maybe for an emergency issue, maybe you want to
Mm.
buy a certain drugs or certain appliances
Mm.
that will be used to save his life, you have
Mm.
to go from one place to another. So that is a very bad attitude.
Mm.
There should be a place, a
Mm.
pharmacy nearby
Mm.
in that ward so that you go and look you go and purchase what you want to purchase, or they will be able to use what they want to use
Mm.
without wasting of time, because most of the victims you take them while bleeding,
Mm.
and you know when somebody is bleeding,
Yes.
he eventually lost so many things in his
Mm.
body
Mm.
and it can lead to death.
Mm.
So that is why they need a prompt attention and emergency services. That is why in our own part,
Mm.
our response time to victims or road traffic victims is 5 minutes.
Okay.
We are supposed to be there as far as possible,
Mm.
as early as possible within 5 minutes.
Mm.
That is why the commission tried to establish formation in every angle,
Mm.
especially accident prompt areas,
Mm.
so that you call somebody from here, Sokoto, that there is an accident in Bodinga or in Shagari. We have formation there that will just go within short period of time, they will be there. That is why in this accident that happened on the 29th December of Anthony Joshua, a very renowned boxer, our staff were there within 3 minutes. That is why they were commended by all that they carry out that rescue effectively with all professionalism, and they were able to save some lives, even though 2 lives were lost. That accident along Lagos Ibadan Express.
So, what measures can drivers take before driving and while driving to prevent road accidents?
As I've said earlier, there are so many measures. We have pre-road use activities. We equally have road use activities. Then we also have some post-road use activities. Pre-road use activities are measures that you are supposed to take before you embark on a journey. I mentioned them before.
Yes.
We have what we call a WOFT, that is WOFT. This WOFT is a drill that a driver is supposed to conduct before you even go to your vehicle. That is, W stand for water. You should check the level of your water in the vehicle, because once there is no water in the vehicle, even if you start moving, that vehicle will develop a problem. Then the O there is oil, that is engine oil. You should check the gauge of your engine oil whether it's intact. Also, engine oil is just like a blood in a body. So that is how it is in the vehicle. Then F, that is fan belt. The belt that rotates the engine and the generator and maybe water pump system and the rest. All this you are supposed to check whether that fan belt is in order, because most of the times it will expire. Once it expires, it will develop a kind of problem. It will start removing. There is a thread by thread. There is a thread attached to it. So once a thread remove, it will continue. Before you know it, it will remove. Then there is also it will cause mechanical deficiency from a vehicle. Then the last one is tire. You should check your tire, whether the pressure is okay, and that tire has not expired, because the tire has expiring date. Once we check from the week of manufacture and the year, if it is 4 years after, that means that tire has expired. You're not supposed to embark on a journey with that tire. Then if it is a worn out tire, maybe the lines that are designed or the design of that tire has removed, that means the tire is always going. So you are not also supposed to use that tire. Then apart from this, before you start, then when you are in the vehicle, fasten your seat belt, concentrate on the wheel, then avoid taking overload, especially here in the northern Nigeria, maybe Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara. You see that apart from even the normal overload that we know in the vehicle, the driver will carry what we call in Hausa kalangu, will carry another passenger attached to his door. So that is very dangerous. You are supposed not to do that. And you also see some drivers will also carry some passengers on the roofing of a vehicle, on top of a roofing, especially this local market that we have at the market, Bodinga market, Tambuwal market, and the rest. This is very dangerous. And sometimes in this heavy truck or tow truck or this articulated vehicle, you see that there is mixing of passengers and goods.
Yes.
A vehicle that is supposed to carry only goods, then you see passenger on top of that vehicle. It is only in this part of Nigeria that you see a human beings together with animals in the same trailer.
Yes.
You see cows or sheep on inside a trailer, and you also see a driver, a passenger or someone on top of waju. They call it waju. They will be there from here to Lagos. It's very dangerous. So all this, they are supposed to be avoided by both the driver and the passengers.
Okay.
Then once there is something along the road.
Mm.
If something happen, maybe your vehicle develop a problem,
Mm.
you are supposed to put a sign at least 200 or 300 meters before and after
Mm.
that vehicle.
Mm.
You should, if you have been able to park the vehicle off the road, it will be
Mm.
much better. But sometimes all these articulated vehicle, they will
Mm.
just develop at a time on
Mm.
this middle of the road. So, for instance, if that happen, if you have a triangle, you
Mm.
should put that reflective angles or coins. If there is not, you should find a leaves
Mm.
to put so that the incoming vehicle will know that there is something ahead or
Yes.
there is a problem.
Mhm.
Because even this accident I mentioned or the crash that happened along
Mm.
that Lagos Ibadan Expressway,
Mm.
it was a trailer that was
Mm.
parked on the road,
Mm.
and the occupant of that vehicle
Mm.
were on speed also. So they
Oh.
were not be able to control their vehicle when
Yes.
approaching that trailer. So they have to enter into the trailer, so which is very dangerous.
So, Officer Romo, how do you think awareness on safety, road safety, can be increased among Nigerians, especially among the most vulnerable road users?
The issue of awareness,
Mm.
as far as road safety is
It's
concerned,
consigned.
we have been trying to, because it's part of our mandate and
Mm.
responsibility to educate the general public, to enlighten the general public. That is why we have so many series of awareness campaign.
Mm.
Apart from even going to park, we also have a system that we call Catch Them Young,
Mm.
where we go to the primary or secondary school to educate our peoples or students on the
Mm.
proper use of roads. Then we also provide all these pamphlets. Sometimes we go to the mosques
Mm.
during Friday sermon. We also
Mm.
educate general public because most of gatherings, especially in this northern Nigeria, we have them in the mosques,
Mm.
Friday mosques. We used to go there occasionally
Mm.
to educate. Sometimes we also go to the churches to
Mm.
also educate.
Mm.
Sometimes we even use imams and pastors.
Mm.
They assist us
Mm.
to educate their congregation on the proper use of roads. Because, for instance, in Islam,
Mm.
as far as Islam is concerned, Almighty Allah said you should not go and put yourself on a
Mm.
trouble or
Mm.
somewhere that will lead for you to lose your life.
Mm.
وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ.
Mm.
So that is a call.
Mm.
You cannot go, you are not permitted to go and
Mm.
take yourself, because once you put yourself into a problem
Mm.
that will lead to loss of life, whether
Mm.
your life or as a driver, you are alive, but people are lost
Mm.
as a result of your recklessness.
Mm.
Therefore, there are some regulations,
Mm.
and there are so many things attached to you
Mm.
that you need to do,
Mm.
and it's a very grievous offenses in the sight of Almighty Allah. So we carry out enlightenment, as I've said.
Mm.
We provide pamphlets.
Mm.
We educate drivers. Even after the arrest, all the drivers that is being arrested
Mm.
in our office,
Mm.
when we impounded their vehicle before the release,
Mm.
we try to educate them
Mm.
so that to see that they have they
They
follow the
collect.
proper rules and regulation
Mm.
of using the road.
Mm.
So and presently we also have a application.
Mm.
There is a digital application that you log into.
Mm.
You see so many things as
Mm.
far as road safety is concerned.
Mm.
Through that application, you also enlighten, gain so many knowledge
Mm.
that will be used to you, especially if you are a driver or you are an individual or general public.
Mm. So, what role do you think the government and private sector should play in preventing road accidents?
So, as far as private sector is concerned,
Mm.
and the
Mm.
government are trying their best, but there is need for founding of road safety activities,
Mhm.
proper founding, then also
Mm.
provision of all the necessary equipment that will be provided for the security agencies or the traffic agencies to carry out their duties.
Mm.
Then also the private sector can come in because government cannot do it alone.
Mm.
There should be a support by the private sector,
Mm.
depending on the sector you are.
Mm.
If you are in a sector where you also involve in transport system, you
Mm.
should also carry out basic necessities that you are supposed to do,
Mm.
because there are so many individuals that are involved in transport business.
Mm.
So those that are involved in transport business, once you have a categories number of vehicles or a certain number of vehicles,
Mm.
we registered you as a fleet operator. So we mandate you to carry out so many things so as to avoid road traffic crash, especially employing a safety officer or
Mm.
safety manager
Mm.
that will control your fleet and the number of vehicles you have. Then some that are philanthropists, they are also supposed to contribute their own. There
Mm.
are some that will provide ambulance, just to dedicate an ambulance for rescue services. I think even here in Sokoto,
Mm.
there is some private organizations that provided an ambulance
Okay.
that will be used to convey road traffic victims.
Mm. So, are there any plans to improve emergency response on response services on Nigerian's road?
Yes, there are so many plans to improve because
Mm.
the federal safety,
Mm.
in collaboration with National Emergency Management Agency,
Mm.
NEMA,
Mm.
sometimes we collaborate together
Mm.
for a response services or for an emergency services,
Mm.
because most of the time we cannot do it alone.
Yes.
So we need to collaborate with so many agencies, especially that emergency agencies,
Mm.
to carry out some response services. And the major issue we have is that we have a toll free number
Mm.
that once there is an emergency, you
Mm.
can call that, whether 122, which is the national emergency number,
Mm.
or 121, which is FRC toll
Mm.
free.
Mm.
Once you dial on, it's a free. Then you get to the emergency center or call center. They will
Mm.
ask you what type of emergency do you want.
Mm.
Then they will collaborate or they will link
Mm.
your request to
Mm.
the necessary authority or the deserving agency.
So, in summary, now, how do you think both the government and private sector can work together to bring an end or to reduce the issue of road accidents in Nigeria?
What I want to say here is that there should be a synergy,
Mm.
continuous synergy
Mm.
and collaboration between private and government agency
Mm.
so as to bring an end. And
Mm.
there should also be a timely meeting or
Mm.
stakeholders forum. Once there is a meeting, or for instance, a town hall meeting,
Mm.
so that we will know the areas that are supposed to be taken, or the measures,
Mm.
or the places that are supposed to go
Mm.
to evacuate, whether if it is a obstruction
Mm.
or if it is a road network or infrastructure that need attention. We
Mm.
advise the government, just like what happened here in Sokoto. I think it was last week. We were able to visit this Gidandere roundabout,
Okay.
and we advise government to
Mm.
ensure that the four joint of that
Mm.
roundabout is being expanded,
Mm.
because it was so much narrow,
Mm.
in the sense that this articulated vehicle or trucks
Mm.
normally fall down.
So, thank you very much, Superintendent Abdul Ghani Abubakar Romo, Public Relation Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Sokoto Sector Command.
Thank
Thank you
you
very
once
much
again.
for honoring our invitation and for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you
With
very
this, we
much.
come to the end of today's edition of the program, Midday Vibe. On behalf of our production crew and our guests, I am Hajara Usman Attajri saying stay blessed until next time.